says in Matthew 23:16, woe unto you blind guides. See? People are blind when you're not spiritually awakened. See, that's why you see a lot of people say, oh, Jesus healed the blind. But Jesus says you can do the same thing he did. You can't heal physically blind people, but you can heal spiritually blind people. You can get a guy that walks in that door with a German Shepherd seeing eye dog who can't physically see, but who can see into eternity, who is totally awakened and has 20/20 spiritual vision. You can get somebody else who has 20/20 physical vision walk in this room as blind as a bat. 90% of the people that you see teaching this stuff on television are totally blind. They should have a symbolic German Shepherd dog sitting next to them, biting them on the rear end and wake them up. They're blind. See? And what Jesus says, see, is saying that you've got to see, not with your eyes, you've got to see with the single eye. If your eye be single, your body will fill with light. If your eye be single, you'll see spiritual things. Because spiritual things do not come with physical light, they come with divine light. What we said the other day? Light travels at such a speed, you can't see it. You cannot see light, but light makes it possible for you to see. Huh? See? You cannot see light, but light makes it possible for you to see. You cannot see God. God is light, but God makes it possible for you to see. So when you enter into that spectrum, which is the higher frequencies in the higher mind, voila, light. Understanding, wisdom. And the reason that all of this stuff has to be hidden in symbols is because if it was laid out on the table for you and your carnal mind entertained it, you'd start to figure ways out of it and start to doubt it. It is not, that's why Jesus says, I must go. Because if I don't go, the Comforter can't come, the Spirit. Because as long as Jesus talked into your ears, you'd get people to say, no, I don't think he meant that. I think he meant this. And then you and that other person to get in a big fight. So you can't do this with your mind. Because you'll see it one way, you another. If you were to take one scripture and read it, there are about 50 some odd people in here, there'd be 50 different ideas of what it meant. But when it comes from within, you know. There is one. There is one. And so then Jesus talked, what? He didn't talk straight. He didn't talk in ways the carnal mind could understand. He took in parables. Do you ever look at page 13 in your little Bible, Matthew 13 for the rest of you, and I want to show you something. Now, you people meditate. Most of you come in here, most of you meditate. You're meditating, you're obeying Jesus Christ. You're raising your consciousness to that point of light with the single eye. You're lifting yourself up into the temple. You're energizing the right hemisphere of your brain, okay? You're in obedience to Jesus Christ. So why did he talk in parables? Because it is not possible for this stuff to go through the mind. It has to go through your higher divine spirit, okay? And so what he says then, in Matthew 13, verse 13. Excuse me, Matthew 13, verse 10. Why speak you in parables? Verse 11. Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. But to them it is not given. But to them it is not. And what is the kingdom of heaven? The kingdom of heaven is within you. It is given you to understand what? Yourself. The inner workings of your mind. The inner workings of your consciousness. The inner workings of your psyche. But they've closed their eyes. Let me read Matthew 13, 17, right where you are. I say unto you, many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which you see and have not seen them, and to hear those things which you hear and have not heard them. Because they've closed their eyes. See? You want to understand? You want to understand the Bible? You want to understand the universe? You want to understand the zodiac? You want to understand who you are? Where you're supposed to be going? What your purpose is? What was the purpose of your previous existence? What will be the purpose of your future existence? Then you must go inside and you must rise up to that single eye and sit at the right hand, activate the right hemisphere of the brain, and you'll find it. Otherwise, if you close your eyes to it, you'll never see it. You're going to see in parables, and you're going to line up with all of these religious people who saying every time somebody fires a shot or flushes a toilet, this is it. This is it. Armageddon. Do you know how many times they have said this?